Standing at almost 20,000 feet, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania is the highest mountain in Africa and one of the continent's most spectacular attractions.
What makes Kilimanjaro so special, apart from being the highest peak in Africa, is it also has glaciers at the top. In Swahili, the word Kilimanjaro means the three peaks. These are Shira, Mawenzi, and Kibo.
And a group of South Africans are tackling this mountain in the name of abandoned animals.
I think conquering this mountain is going to show the world that there are a group of people that will do anything for the upliftment of welfare for animals.
This is the journey to the top of Africa. This is Inside Africa. In 2017, the South African SPCA responded to close to 50,000 complaints of cruelty against animals and took in over 130,000 abandoned or mistreated dogs, almost 90,000 cats, and more than 10,000 farm and wild animals. But there are people committed to changing this harsh reality, working daily to improve the lives of these animals.
I think the plight of animals in South Africa is quite devastating. We see a lot of cruelty and a lot of deliberate cruelty at that. We have an incredible organisation that are standing together to fight against that, which gives us hope.
Based in Johannesburg, Meg Wilson is a national inspector for the South African SPCA, the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
Morning, everyone. The SPCA is a non-profit organisation that is working towards the upliftment of animal welfare within South Africa. It's quite an incredible organisation that do not refuse entry to any animal that comes to our doors. And then on top of that, we enforce the Animals Protection Act in our country, sort of like police officers for animals.
Together with 21 other animal activists, mostly from South Africa, Meg is about to take on one of the organization's most ambitious awareness campaigns. Climbing the highest mountain in Africa. While this is the Santon SPCA's third expedition of this kind, it is Meg's first. And it may just be the biggest challenge of her life.
So when we were flying into Kilimanjaro and I looked out the window and saw the top of that mountain, I thought, what am I doing here? This is insane. To think that we were like pretty much on par with the mountain up in that airplane was quite terrifying.
Kilimanjaro is a Swahili word meaning the three peaks. At almost 20,000 feet, nearly 6,000 meters above sea level, it is one of the world's 7 summits, drawing mountaineers and thrill seekers from around the world.
Kilimanjaro is fantastic. It's a very spiritual mountain. Kilimanjaro, it's the center of Africa. It comes with everything that's African. It's the highest mountain in Africa. It's the highest freestanding mountain on the planet. And just to see ice, permanent glaciers that Kilimanjaro has is one of the most fantastic things as well.
1, 2, 3, Hakuna Matata. The team's journey follows the Rongai route, one of 7 established paths that lead to the top of Africa.
You are spending 7 days on this mountain, but this has been a year of preparation. You need to make sure that you're fit. You also need to be mentally prepared. Look at it as a day-by-day milestone. Staying positive, keeping yourself happy, healthy, sticking to the rules, and going slowly. That is the formula for climbing Kilimanjaro.
Leading the team is expedition leader Sean Disney and local mountaineer Nestor Jangama. Between them, they have summited Kilimanjaro close to 230 times.
In order to make the clients reach the summit, every single day from the first day you used to monitor each client that is well, drinks enough water, eats well, has got a good appetite, and those are some of the possibility of making the clients reach the top.
Their primary responsibility is to ensure that this team has a safe and successful summit.
What can go wrong? Can you get mountain sickness? Do you make it through that?
What are you doing?
And I have a beautiful little girl to come home to that I really don't want to not come home to. So I think that's what's most scary.
Of the 25,000 to 40,000 people who attempt Kilimanjaro every year, there's a death stat of 8 to 10 people.
Every climber who attempts Kilimanjaro faces the threat of succumbing to altitude sickness. Caused by a lack of oxygen at high elevation, it can be debilitating and even fatal. But for this team, the cause they are climbing for far outweighs the risk.
When many people think about animal welfare, especially the SPCA, it's also not only exclusively the dogs and the cats. It's the whole animal kingdom.
Known as the Birdman of Soweto, Raymond Rampolokeng is a professional birding guide and conservationist.
South Africa is one of the good birding destinations, and I get to have the opportunity to share the history and the culture of our beautiful country and our beautiful continent.
He has joined the expedition in the name of birds.
It is important for me to create this conversation of saving animals and getting the conversation going of the importance of finding a better home for animals, and the importance of saving birds and their habitat is for the benefit of future generations to come.
We're heading out towards the main summit of Kilimanjaro tomorrow.
From protecting bird life to protecting life as we know it, quantum physicist and aspiring astronaut Adriana Marais is also part of the group.
I've wanted to be an astronaut since I could ride those small black scooters. I remember riding that plastic scooter and imagining being on a rocket with a small window, with a notepad, just shooting out into the unknown.
And her chance to fulfill that childhood dream is within reach. She has been selected as one of the top 100 candidates out of 200,000 applicants to possibly be sent on a future mission to Mars.
For me, the motivation for moving to Mars is in fact to potentially contribute to what I see as the most profound possible contribution of science to humanity, and that would be the detection of life off of Earth. Given that Earth is currently the only planet that we know of that hosts life, I think we need to increase public awareness of the beauty and potential uniqueness of life, and this was one way of doing that, is to join the SPCA.
Unified in purpose, they are carrying these messages of conservation to new heights.